Good morning, self. Ah! All right. March 8th, a Wednesday. I slept well last night. The first thing I heard when I woke up was birds singing in the trees, and it is a very, very lovely sound to wake up to. And then I woke up to my puppy and cuddling with Devin. Very, very pleasant. Went on my walk, and I was not feeling it as much as usual. But when I put in my headphones and listen to Alan Watts, it's really enjoyable. I think I just kind of had to poop, and I wasn't like paying attention to small details as much, which is fine. And then came back. I've been drinking those shakes that has like all the nutrients you need. And I listened to Alan Watts for another like 25 minutes, which was really nice. And I just did my meditating, and my numbers are pretty good. My mind was a little more noisy than normal. I was able to kind of pull out of that and find a little bit of quiet over time just by, tiring out myself. Yeah. So, all is well. I did not do my journaling from yesterday because I was hanging out with Devin's mom. We were supposed to go to the Springs, but James didn't want to go, and then he ended up flying home without saying goodbye to Devin, which I'm reserving from outwardly making opinions about, because it's his choice. Me and Devin talked about it last night. Essentially just saying that, like, there was an array of actions that could be taken based off the way that he was feeling after him and Devin were fighting the night before. And the action that he chose was on the extreme side, and I think one of the weaker moves that he could have made. So I don't really have respect for that decision. But again, it's his, so not me, Yeah, but besides that, it's been pretty enjoyable. I was at the pool yesterday with Devin's mom, and Rory was swimming, and it was so cute watching her swim around and everything. And she became fearless in the pool after throwing the ball to her a couple times and she jumping in to retrieve it. And when we were leaving, I put on her harness and leash, and a swimmer, someone who was like doing laps, jumped in, and Rory jumped in after him when I wasn't paying attention. And I just see her swimming after him, like crying, trying to save him essentially, with her leash dragging behind her in the pool. Which was really funny. Yeah. So a small recap of yesterday's action. There's one major thing that I want to point out. The market is chop. We know it's chop. We expect that nothing is really going to happen until Powell comes out and speaks. And at this time, I force a trade, and I take a loss. There's no activity in the market. There's no true opportunity. There's not really any true opportunity according to the way that I interact and perceive the market. But since the market isn't moving, I'm more unresolved and I'm searching for trades, and I take this trade and I take a loss. So I'm losing money when the market's not moving. When the market starts moving, there's opportunities everywhere. And I'm doing extremely well. Like one of my best days. So be extremely aware of the conditions in which I am operating. I just am lacking patience to wait for opportunities, and I'm perceiving opportunities that are not there depending on the speed of the market. It's really dependent upon my personality, and I am naturally a very run and gun person. I like speed, I like aggressiveness, and I'm applying that to this and this. Here is when I do well. Opportunities, speed, range. Here, this is not where my personality does a great job. So the best decision for me is to recognize where my strengths and weaknesses are, what types of environments I operate well in, which types of environments I perceive more naturally. When we're in this choppy environment, it's not my strong suit. Volatility is where I do best. I don't know what's happening with this. Why? Oh. Okay. All right, so I just want to point that out. Today's market context, we're in extreme balance. So, we had Powell come in, and as he came in, the market sold off all day. Take notice that VPOC migrated at the end of the day to 90. And then the market chopped right at VPOC all night, tight range. 82 to 96, 14-point range. So we're essentially looking for outside in trading in the morning. I said the same thing yesterday, but then I'm taking a breakout trade. We're looking for outside in. Specifically, I'm going to be watching this 4K level intently for reactions either to the upside or downside. This will likely be the top of balance. And if we start seeing a rejection from there, then we would be looking for this 90 zone and then the overnight low. So the market may, if the market is going to sell, we may see that it comes up and tests this 4K level and then rejects. And then we have this 70 zone, which is pretty important from prior days. This is an area that we haven't returned to yet, right after that really large rally day. So 70 might be the bottom of balance. And if we break through, then we have 54 to 51 singles, and then 41 stock zone, and then the singles down at 30. So that's if the market is feeling weak. We also have a high volume node here, which we should take account for, and also this LVN. If the market is strong, then it's very likely before it's likely before it rallies upwards, we see a test of the overnight low and then a rejection. And then we want to see price get to 4,000 and we want to find bidding above 4,000. If we find bidding above 4,000 and we're holding the 4,000, then the next area is 13 right here, which was an important area from the previous day. Then we have 20, and then the extended target is right here, 28.
Nice thoughts.
Okay. Other goals for today. I'm feeling this flowing state inside of me. I'm feeling really good about my perception of reality. I'm feeling fairly detached, and I'm happy about it, based off of the last few days. So I feel strong, and I don't feel like I need to force and rush, which is a beautiful feeling, because there's not a reason to. It will come and it will go. So today I want to flow with the market and stick to my plan, and I want to dance according to my plan. I am going to be analyzing the higher time frame chart and keeping my head clear and detached from my emotional state becoming imposed on the market. I understand that this morning we're going to have chop, so I will put that into my range of expectations and allow it to not bother me at all. So we're not diddling in the middle. We're narrating context for potential changes and staying level. All right, I have to use the potty, and then I will be back. GG. Okay, so FT said that if we were one of his prop traders, he would tell us to keep our hands off the damn mouse. This morning, this area is being auctioned to shit. All the levels are on top of each other. And there's no ability to have an edge when there's no imbalance in price. Though we closed 2 Vol Sigma down with the previous volume point of control down here. So we're being very skeptical of any pushes up, and they could offer short opportunities. We have to watch the 4K level that this area may offer potential short. Though we also have to be careful around the 4K because things could get a little wacky around that area. We have a bias to the downside, but we don't expect much continuation past 39.70, which is the base from when Bostic had that news. So we're at the lower edge of the large balancing range. All right. So, seen some small buying at the open. VWAP and mid were respected. Liquidity is stepping in underneath, pushing price up, and now liquidity is stepping in below. Pretty choppy. Okay. So we see a VPOC migration. Price is supported by VWAP here, but then we're below VPOC. We fall out of this auction and we're testing it from below. VPOC is supporting, running into some liquidity here. It breaks and the book flips, pushing price up. Price is drifting down, very balanced. Maybe we'll see a rotation down here. There's a lot of liquidity in the book here, but I suspect that it may pull. Tap of the open line and the VHVN. So we rally, we break, we rally higher, can't continue. Touching the open line. Double bottom. Testing. Break higher. Grind. Test the volume. Touch higher. Can't continue. Starting to give. Stops underneath the previous close, previous volume point of control. Those areas have been broken. We're in the magnet zone. Testing the VHVN and open line from below. Break above, sell ice steps in. Testing the low. boom, 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 boom. Hold the low. Auctioning this volume. Seeing some exhaustion on the bid, a decent amount, and some selling pressure coming in. Buy iceberg, holding it up. Icebergs everywhere. Test higher, break lower. Price check. Break the low here. Checking volume. Price check. Test higher. Check lower. Selling continues. A lot of icebergs above.
Sell iceberg.
Sell iceberg, 782 there. Using 88 and 97.25 as the opening swing. Another sell ice.
Sell iceberg.
679 executed. So large buying, not any continuation. It would be nice to get on board like one of these, but it's not in my plan and there's no edge to it. But I do see like small opportunities, but anything could happen inside this balancing range. We can come right back up so easily. So we're testing that 88 zone. A lot of liquidity and order flow above. Stops would be up here. Testing the VHVN. VPOC migration. Selling structure. Pull back. So we had VPOC migrate again. I bet Tom took this. Looks like continuation. This guy wants out. Like no volume attached to that and just drifting. Some decent buying there, met with a sell iceberg. We have a VHVN above, which price may be saying too high here. So a test of the outer edge of the range could offer some potential. That was another test of the VHVN and a selling structure. But there's no range because look where VPOC is. No range attached to it. Yes, very little to say here. Slow open over the top of perfectly balanced overnight point of control, which is also over the top of long-term balance area. As mentioned, probably waiting for Powell. Yep. Those guys are lightening up. These guys are too. So we're auctioning the low here. We have liquidity at the previous week's volume point of control. There we see a jump. This is a weak high. Stops are above here. And this is currently saying too high. Another selling structure. Swiftly rejected. Testing the volume. Grinding. May find resistance around here, but this is also now considered weak. And we did see this impulse. Da, da, da. Liquidity stepping in on both sides. Stepping down here. Thickening up. This liquidity has not allowed price to pass at 92. So we'll see what happens with this guy. So this held. Approaching the high. This week high. We see some buying coming into the area. Why? Why? What's going on with that? So we break that high and then we come back down, test, break it again, break the structure. We still have this volume to rely on. Liquidity pulls above. Thickens below. Grind. Push. Mean reversion, patience, says Tom. So, I think that when the news comes out, I have potential shorting opportunities on a test to the overnight high area. And if we break below to the overnight low and start holding that, because there is a decent amount of structure down at that 82.75-ish area to 82. And then there's mean reversion outside edge would be that 4,000 area. And my bias may have to shift if price gets above 4K. But I still think that I will look for shorts for mean reversion at around 13, 20, even 28. So I'm mainly on shorts. Something really big would have to happen in order for me to be taken along. Because fundamentally speaking, where the bias, the context is saying shorts, and price is likely to return to this 90 location. Look at this, chop, 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 chop. So really chopping up this area. That's why there's no trade here. Because you can't rely on a breakout in this condition. Even though it looks like, to me it's like, oh, I could maybe do something with one of these. But price didn't go anywhere. Just went like this. Maybe a cup and handle? But it's, I guess, inverse of that, like just, I don't know. We did pick some stops above that mid. Getting caught up. I was designated pool car today. Testing the VHVN. Whoa, what happened to my voice there? Stops. News in 2 minutes, so nothing to do. But I can observe it with curiosity. Price check. Black. Black. Okay. Let's see. Let's see what happens here. Whoa. Touching balance. 85, low a day. Liquidity steps in. Iceberg steps in.
Sells tots.
Stops taken. Book flipped. Overnight low. Taken. Mean reversion. Outside edge.
Order submitted. Order submitted. Order submitted.
Okay, we're targeting the 72.
Order submitted. Order submitted.
Seeing some reversion. Liquidity stepping in. Pull up to 79.5. Obstacle. Pulling up to 80.
Order submitted. Order submitted. Order submitted.
Maybe that's not it. Because of this. Damn. Crazy. Selling structure. Pretty intense one. I missed it. I was too involved.
Order submitted. Order submitted.
Okay. Very funny. Okay, we're back here at the balance. We pick stops, base below, break lower. Break lower, test higher. We have a VHVN up here. Right back in balance. Basing out. So is this move going to be a test, or was that just a mean reversion trade? So we break to the downside. It's to the outside edge of this balance. Retest. Slight break, retest. Test. Break lower. Liquidity stepping in. VPOC migration. So let's look for outside edges here. We have that 94 outside edge. There's no edge in this, playing in this area. I did look for a rejection here. I think that this trade is okay. This trade is like, I don't know, man. It's a structure. It's at that 80 level. They're not bad. Like, that's not bad. It sucks I couldn't get a fill on the first one. Starting to break, maybe? We have an LVN here. Some liquidity down by 80. Break, probably trapping people. Running stops. We're looking towards the VHVN. Want to see a larger outside edge. Looks like this curling for more continuation. Stop divergence. Looks like a short. Okay, so we break higher. VHVN to be tested. Stops up there. Continuing to run it. We're on the other edge of that VHVN. We're looking towards the 4K area. That was the high. I saw it here. Here's some volume. Pull back to the VHVN. Test the volume here. Testing the VHVN. Breaking up. What has it done? What is it trying to do? How good of a job? What is likely to happen next? I'm still on mean reversion. Key element here is that we're still on top of most accepted price in this area. So likelihood to get here. We're below the open. Below this structure. Ability to test here still. We still have the ability to test the other side. So what's important to note about the higher time frame context here is that we have this weak low down here that has the ability to be tested, but when we sold off, we didn't get very far. We didn't get to that 70 zone. So in this case, it's still going to be mean reversion on both sides, two-sided trading until proven wrong. Unfortunately, I missed this. I didn't really have confidence in it with the 4,000 number above, but I definitely could have. So that's more on me. Because we did pick the high there. And then we see the exhaustion, the structure, the break. So you'd have to enter on the break here. And then this one, stop divergence, break, come up. They're hard entries. big issue with data latency right now. Okay, we're selling. We're on the one of the outside edges. 77.5 is an outside edge. Liquidity is back in the book at 80. We see stop divergence at the low here. No stop pick. So the jolts was slightly worse. Canada decision was in line.
Sell stocks.
Stops picked. A lot of selling here. Stop divergence. Those guys are loosening up. Some buying coming back in. Wow. All right, well, I have the right idea. I saw the curling. Whoa, something's going on, right? We're still looking for mean reversion on the other side now. there wasn't really a good setup on this, though. All right, looks like we're going to find some continuation. We're coming up to the VHVN. IB is at 97.5 at this liquidity. That's a pretty good area to interact, I would say. Powell, no decision made on pace of rate hikes. ES has stated not a lot to comment on here. Chopping around, we've seen nice push in both directions. We have not yet resolved directionally. So I guess because there wasn't a decision that happens, but that doesn't change anything. Stops picked. We know we have stops above liquidity.
Order submitted. Order submitted. Order submitted.
Maybe not.
Order submitted.
All right.
Order submitted. Order submitted. Order submitted. Order submitted. Order submitted.
Yeah, I really did get one ticked there. I probably would have been entering this again. Doesn't really look the best. Making lower lows, though. That was a break of this structure. IB will be set in 2.5 minutes. Selling structure here. Here comes some selling. There we go. We're going to target right there. And then we're going to target like the 80-ish.
Order submitted.
Unless the IB can't be set up high. We still have this target open up top.
Sells tots.
There's some selling stops. When the stops are picked, that's also a potential indication. So the structure held. Looks like a head and shoulders. We have this below. We need to see some aggressive selling to push through there. And not curl. But it looks like it wants to go up. Unless it's a fake break. So that was a break.
Order submitted.
If short, then 88 is target again. All right.
Order submitted.
Stop run. Picked me. We'll look for the overnight high. We just tapped liquidity. Break low. Man, I can't believe it fucking just nailed me. That is fucked. That's potential entry. But we still do have 4K. I think we have more stops above that we could potentially wipe. Liquidity is kind of pulling. want to see that final pick that it's searching for. There is a pick. Overnight high has stops.
Dice talks.
Okay.
Dice talks.
Order submitted. Order submitted. Order submitted. Order submitted.
I don't know, Chief. So there's a break below. Stops taken. It is a short. If it works, that's another question. Giving it 3/4 of a point of room to breathe. Liquidity steps in above. It's another break, but we have this volume here. We have the IB at 99.
Order submitted. Order submitted.
Forgot about that. That didn't really resonate with me. We did just test it. 111 stops. Yeah, I should definitely be more aware of that IB. So, took my stop. Tapped the IB. Looks like a short. We'll see if it gets below the IB, how it reacts.
Order submitted. Order submitted. Order submitted.
I don't know how I feel about this one. Tested the IB again. Have to be scaled by the IB. Tap to the high. There's the selling. Okay, we're targeting like that 90.5, but I think it's really like 88 in
Order
here,
submitted.
somewhere in there. We're also still on the market for IBF here. We're tapping the IB.
Order submitted. Order submitted. Order submitted.
Sell iceberg.
Order submitted.
That guy pulls. Caught a scale.
Order submitted.
I like that more.
Order submitted.
So obstacle is at 93. We have some high volume here that has to be broken through. Volume here. That was another potential short. Not as good though, because we catch, take stops, we come up, but we do test the volume. Testing the volume here. Seems like we want to continue. There's volume here that hasn't been tested that the price has to work through, with the low of it being at 93.75. We do create another low. Or I guess we just tap the low. This liquidity steps in above. Price is trying to hold on to this. Slow grind. I'm wondering if I should place 3 targets there. I think maybe that is best in this balanced conditions.
Order submitted.
And then just hold 1 for the other edge. The IBL is a low probability target since the IB high has been tapped. So I think that I would be comfortable just with base hits. There's enough range attached to them where it makes sense. And also there's potential for VPOC to migrate here. Which I hope that we move away before that. Starting to see some selling. Have to break below that price right there, which we just did. Whoa, what the fuck? Price just had a seizure. Potential for VPOC to migrate. Which means that this would probably have to look like that.
Order submitted.
Even though VPOC migrated, I still have confidence in this location.
Sell stops.
Stops picked. Still potential to come lower. Looking for a continuation here. We're below the structure. Worked pretty hard to get down here. Broke below. Retesting. Okay.
Sell stocks.
Stops picked into the area. Another VPOC migration. All right, that's fine. Try to change it last second. Finally, we got it. All right, so let's recap this morning. Catch a good trade. It scratches. Nothing you're gonna do. Stop divergence above the previous structure, pulling back to the volume. Looking for continuation from the 80 area, which is what I planned on. Does not work. Big head and shoulders, pulling back. Want to see if it's a price check or what? Big head and shoulders sells off, comes right back. I enter the short, take a stop. I mean, the thing about this trade is that we see a large impulse and then we sell off, but we hold the volume and then we start impulsing back up. So I think that I could be hands off in that area. Then we see that 97.5 area get hit. We impulse. I take a short. I take a short on structure after this impulse up. But the thing is that we still could pick these stops here. So we do pick the stops, and that's where the true entry lies. So this is not a good trade. I get the scale. I miss my target by like a tick or whatever. I get one ticked. I get stopped. Price picks the high. I see it coming back in. So I take the trade after all the levels have been removed. I get one ticked. One ticked, stop divergence, break low, chopping around, another break low, enter the short. I placed my stop above this area that was saying too high. Break low, using IB as resistance. Selling structure, enter the short. Scaled, VPOC migrates. I still think that the level lower is better. Like, meaning, you know, it has stronger support. or magnitude, I would say. So I hold, and then I get my 2 targets. And, you know, I shouldn't be greedy and try to move this last second when I see it selling. Doesn't mean anything. These are the 2 locations. VWAP and the VHVN. It is what it is. It's a base hit. So I get pretty unlucky with getting 1 ticked twice. Or I guess more than that. Here I barely miss my target. Here I barely miss my target. Here I get 1 ticked. So, you know, that turns like a very green day to just above break even. No complaints though. A difficult day. The type of day maybe I would have struggled with a lot more in the past. I stuck with it. I stuck with my convictions, and I got paid because of it, or I didn't lose. All right, GG.